All right, all right, all right. We're going to get started here in a few moments. We're going to welcome everybody to the call today. All right, let's get this camera right. We are going to get started here in about 6 minutes. We are coming in shortly. Welcome, everyone. We are going to start here in about 4 minutes. 4 minutes. We're going to get started in about 4 minutes. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the live streaming today. We're going to talk about MLS Massive Leverage System. We're going to get going here in a few moments, and we're looking forward to working with you. Stay tuned. We get started pretty soon. All right, all right, all right. We are going to get started here in 1 minute. 1 minute, guys. We're going to get started here in 1 minute. Here we go. Here we go. All right, everybody. We are going to get started here in 1 minute. Appreciate you guys coming in. Hello, hello, hello. Buenos noches, Josefina. Buenos noches. I'm looking at you right now. Appreciate you guys checking in. Welcome, everyone. We are going to get started here, making some things happen. We are going to talk about MLS and what's happening in MLS today, massive leverage system. And we're going to talk some good news, some things that are changing, so you guys will know what's happening right now in our system. So I look forward to speaking with you, making some things happen. We are live strictly on Facebook right now. And YouTube right now. I'm sorry, YouTube. We're not on Facebook, we're on YouTube. So welcome, everyone. We are going to get started here in a few seconds. So we got it going on. We have about 30 seconds. We're going to get started, guys. 30 seconds. I'm going to go ahead and play our song because this is what's happening. Let's do it. Let's make it happen.
Have you heard? Do you know a new way for your money to grow? Not talking about a bank or stock market bank. Here's what we're saying: the foundation we're laying. There's all types of money. Digital currency is changing the world. A way to even the playing field. Power for the people to wield. Cryptocurrency, cryptocurrency, changing how the world does business. Ask MLS system how to get in on this. Send money around the world almost free. We don't need a bank's permission, you see. Tell your friends about MLS system. It'll raise our financial wisdom.
Spreading like a wildfire all over the world. Don't get left out, learn what it's all about. From just pennies to thousands of dollars, Bitcoin grew a worldwide currency. Only a few knew well. MLS system is making it happen. Open your account and get tapped in. Digital currency is an emerging technology, a way to up your financial psychology. It's money you can spend. Let it grow exponentially before you dip in. It's called cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency, changing how the world does business. Just make sure you get in on this. Send money around the world almost free. We don't need a bank's permission, you see. Tell your friends about MLS system. It'll raise our financial wisdom. Countries around the world are jumping in, creating ways to ride the train. Businesses lining up to accept Bitcoin. Soon every store will join. Call MLS system to get your coins. Get in the mix, learn the tricks. Bitcoins are facing at 21. Call MLS system to have some fun. Cryptocurrency, changing how the world does business.
All right, everybody. How you doing? How's my voice? Is it clear? Do you see the screen? Are you seeing me? If so, just give me a yes on the screen. You just type yes in the chat, and then I know everything is good and everything is fine with the sound and also looking at the picture. So first thing I want to say is, guys, welcome. I know it's been a while, about 3 weeks before I've been on the scene. and I am back. We're ready to get things going. And so we have a lot of good news that's coming out. So we appreciate you for chiming in. Appreciate you, Nicolette. I see you, Nicolette. I see Saul's. All right. I see Michael Golden, Josephina. We already spoke. So welcome, 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 everyone. Big Al. Big Al is in the house from Chi-Town. Welcome, guys. Welcome for coming up here and making things happen. So let's talk about a little bit about what's happening with MLS. So you probably got an email today, or will be receiving an email today, tomorrow, about MLS Bitcoin Club. The name is going away. MLS Bitcoin Club name. Notice how I'm stressing the point. The name is going away, but massive leverage system, MLS, is here to stay. We're making some changes on the name to come in compliance with the state rules and the government rules and all that stuff. So we got to change the name. We're redesigning MLS, but the Bitcoin Club system is still in the branch of massive leverage system. So massive leverage system is the overall tone, and the Bitcoin is still there. Plus everything else that we do is still there, right? But the name itself, MLS Bitcoin Club name, is being rechanged just to massive leverage system. Why are we doing that? The main reason why we are doing that is because it's not just about the Bitcoin Club, which is, we haven't been that way for a minute. It's always been about all the education that we offer under a system. And so that's the reason why we're changing it from MLS, the name MLS Bitcoin Club, to the branding of Massive Leverage System, MLS, right? MLS, Massive Leverage System, is what we're going to. So now, if it says MLS, you use the term anyway, MLS. We know I'm part of MLS. Now, so the Bitcoin Club is a branch underneath Massive Leverage System. So you're joining the Massive Leverage System, MLS. You're joining the system, and it has the Bitcoin. It has all the other education that falls under it. So just so everybody understands that, that's what we got going on. Dr. Christopher Payne Sr., how you doing, sir? Glad to see you. All right, so let's talk about this, what's happening right now in the arena of Bitcoin and other things that we got going on. So I'm gonna go to Trading View, and I got to start here at Trading View. I'm going to share my screen in a second. What I want you to see is what's happening with Bitcoin and how is it challenging this print, okay? And it's been challenging this print for a moment. So let me share my screen with you. And I always got to go here. So I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to share a Brave tab. I'm going to bring here that. And you guys should be able to see my screen. Okay, so you should be able to see my screen right now. It's the trading platform is up, and it's been playing here at the 32. It's been playing around $30,000 to $33,000, up and back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And this is called consolidation. This is a time that people are gathering, more and more Bitcoin at this level. What's happening right now? Okay, let me stop sharing because I want to get back to that. So what's happening is at that level, people are gathering this Bitcoin, they holding on to it, they seeing this low pent, and it may not be a lot of retail people, but definitely a lot of organizations, companies are going into the space right now to buy up the Bitcoin. They buying it up, okay? Just so you guys know. And guys, we do offer you to get Bitcoin. We can get a discount rate. What's going on with that? So if you want to get some Bitcoin, let us know. Get some things going. We're looking to sell, for a fact, I know for a fact, we're looking to sell $100,000 worth of Bitcoin. So depending on how much you want of that 100,000, you got to let us know. Okay, if you want to get some of that Bitcoin in play. All right. So what else is happening? So right now, the credit we're gonna release we're phasing into a brand new strategy of MLS. I'm just letting you know right now, it's not going to be cheap. It's not going to be, if you're in it, you're in it. But for all the new folks that's coming in, it's not going to be something cheap. We are not going to be representing a cheap place to come and join MLS. MLS has a lot more power than what the price point represents. I just want you to understand that, right? I've been playing this game in MLS for a few years, and we're trying to maintain low prices and the value, which is not in correlation in what we offer. Let me give you an example. There are people that join programs that costs $500 a month to be in play with that, and they join it with no problem. There are people that join programs that cost $1,500, no problem. There are people that join trading platform basically for $150 a month or more, right? There are people that join different programs that spend all this money, and and MLS is just trying to maintain something small so you guys can come in and make funds. But what we see what's happening is that people only come for a little bit, and then they jump off to go do something else, and they're not really staying and enjoying the fruits of the labor that's being given to them. In other words, the financial instruments of knowledge, which is more powerful than what you may believe, to get you, for the folks that take advantage of the education, their lives have changed. Literally, their lives have changed. People have made, $300,000, $500,000, $1 million. Hands down, people are making that kind of funds based off the education they've been receiving and what they've been doing. So what I'm doing now, I'm aligning MLS to be that core element on the internet with the education that we offer. That's what I'm doing. And so for some of you, you're not going to like it. You're not going to like change anyway. It's just the way it is. People don't like change. It's just what happens. People don't like change. This is our fourth change over the years. We've been around since 2016. Well, we started in 2014. 2016, we started the Bitcoin part of it, Bitcoin Club. And now we're moving into 2021. Half the year is already gone. And now our change is about to take place in the month of July, right? So it's going to happen. So fully functional is going to be toward the end of July, early August, and we are making this transition of the power of massive leverage system, and it's going to bring in, because of the price point, it's going to bring in a lot of people that are not looking for a cheap way, because when it comes to money, you can't think cheap. Cheap is not the way you build wealth. Cheap represents unfounded way of creating wealth. The cheap way to grow wealth is 10, 20, 40, 50 times longer, right? Unless you really took advantage of what's going on. What the masses are looking for, which is already proven, they're looking to spend a lot more money for a value product. And that's what we're giving them. We're going to give them a value product. What we've been doing for years is finally going to go out there the right way, so that the marketing and everything is going to say, hey, this is that strong information that you're missing in your financial plan. Here it is. That's what we're doing right now. So guys, I deal with a lot of people on a higher echelon in the last 6 months. I mean, people that are billionaires, multi-millionaires, like 30 million, 150 million, 300 million. And I've been in these audiences with these people, and definitely been learning that the cheap way is not the way to go, right? Unless you doing something like you know the concept of Netflix, $12, $7.89, $12, $15, reaching out to the masses. When it comes to financial education, a lot of people want to see the value, and they correlate that with money, right? So it's not about the cheap way to do it. We got to get out of that mindset, the cheap way to do it. If you're going to build wealth, you got to build wealth. And when you compress time, when you're thinking about wealth, the whole goal is to compress the time to create the wealth. Well, when you got something for $7, $24, $150, that's not really creating the wealth that you really need, right? You need 500, 1,000, $2,000 constantly coming in to create the wealth that you're looking for. You got to pay bills, right? So we're getting through this pandemic, and a lot of people figured out that the cheap way in the pandemic is not. A lot of companies closed down. A lot of companies could not afford it. They could not wave through all of this pressure because there was no money in the coffers. There was no cash flow in the coffers. Therefore, they had to close their business. They didn't have enough money to last them 6 months, 8 months, a year down the line to go through this. We've been in, if you think about COVID-19, we've been in there for about a year and a half, guys. So a lot of companies are not coming back. They're not. And because they didn't have the cash flow, they didn't have it going. 2020 was a great year for MLS. 2021, coming out of the pandemic, is not a great year for MLS, right? Things slowed down tremendously. People started giving up. Other companies started to come in, and then people started jumping ship and going for the most expensive or a lot more expensive avenues in that arena. And so what happened, you think that it would have been better, but it hasn't. Folks went for the bigger, more exciting costs to get going. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and change our price plan. We're going to move to that more expensive platform to get into that, because that's what our education represents. And that's what we're going to do. Okay. Let's talk about credit. I'm going to credit now. So credit came up. There is a credit platform that we are looking at that we're going to be testing, because the other program we had, they couldn't do a lot of people in the States. Well, this other company found a way to get around that and got things going. And so we're going to be doing testing on that credit platform and see how things going with that credit. Okay. Also in the back office, that DIY, do it yourself credit, right? DIY, do it yourself credit. What happens is a lot of folks are not taking advantage of it. Not what I mean by that. You're not doing what it takes for you to get your credit scored away. People find it easier and willing to spend the money on a credit platform and let it be done for you, instead of you trying to do it by yourself. We get it. We understand. You don't feel like doing all that. We get it. We understand that. So we're going to be adding that to the program for you to get your credit squared away. Let's talk about starting your business. A lot of folks are not starting their businesses, even though it's highly recommend you do it. We're going to spend a lot more time in creating your businesses, getting your businesses set up. And that is your level. That's your level 2 right now. But when we relaunch it, it's going to be level 3. The starter level is going away. There's no more starter level. It's going to be starter level is going to be level 1. So because if people say it's confusing, so we hear you say, hey, starter level, then level 1. We're getting rid of starter level. It's just going to be level 1. So level 1 is going to be the old starter level. Level 1 is the old starter level. Level 2 is going to be credit, which was level 1. So we're just moving everything up one whole level, right? And that's what we're doing. So we cut up the confusion. That's what we're going to be launch it. But level 1 now is going to have professional development part of it. It's some things we're changing into that. That's going to be getting your mindset in the proper place. Guys, I got to tell you, the last 6 months, I've been developing. My mindset has changed tremendously. Working with billionaires, I got a billionaire mentor right now. It's kind of funny because I just showed up every day. I showed up. So you guys know that I go to the country club every day. Every day I go to the country club. And just by me being there, and people started to recognize I was in the crypto space and all that stuff, and they started asking questions, and people wanted to get to know me. And so people started walking up to me, and we started having conversations to wealth. Now, a lot of these people are wealthy. The audience is not talking about $25. They're not talking about $300, $500. I wish they had more people. Their businesses generating, like one of the guys, an old football player, has 2 McDonald's. I got people that does all kind of different businesses, colleges, president. This audience that I'm around, I'm circled around is they in the money, they in the funds. And so one day a billionaire walked up to me, and I just said hello. How you doing, sir? Glad to meet you. Older gentleman, glad to meet you. I heard about things about you. He helped develop the whole country club and the land around there, and we just started talking and just having a conversation. And he's sharing things with me, stories with me, that is changing the mindset of where I am in my life, and how to get my company, my club, my company to $1 billion. It's not 1 million, because we passed 1 million. We did millions already. But how do you get to the next level of getting to $1 billion? And it's not chasing the dollars. It's not chasing the billion. You don't have to do that. The money comes automatically. It's what you invest, and how you invest in people that produces that kind of cash flow. But the price action has to be in accordance with what you're doing. You got it? Has to be in accordance. So think about where you are in your life right now. Think about if your cash flow is weak right now, and how can you get it better? How can you improve where you are financially? And so that's what they're talking about. That's where this is all going. And so when you think about your life and what's happening right now in your life financially, are you doing the things that you need to do to get your cash flow up, right? And so people's always asking, like, what could I be doing differently that what I was doing last year? Like a lot of people in the club are in the same situation they were last year and the year before. Like no improvement is going from year to year. There's 2 main things to this. When you're sitting in the same spot financially year after year after year, or it's not even growing, like you're in a worse situation year after year after year, because of you're waiting for the government, or you're waiting for, when I say government, I'm waiting for the stimulus packet, or you're waiting for somebody else to give you a job, or things like that, right? So people are going through issues that's keeping them stagnant. And so we have to bust through that. And so, and a part of your level 1 is going to be professional development. And it's not just going to be, me just lecturing and stuff like, it's not like that. It's going to be a whole type of training deal to get you to start thinking and doing, because what's missing in most people's life, there is no one doing, but only thinking or wishing or dreaming. And we got to stop. Well, I can't say stop, because the dream must become a reality, right? The dream has to become a reality. And the only way to make the dream a reality is that you're missing one component, and that component is doing. You got to do. And so a lot of people it's easy not to do. That's the easy thing. I don't feel like doing it, or I'm comfortable. And being comfortable is the problem. People staying comfortable. Um, and so I'm not willing, or fear, and they use, and I'm gonna say this word because it's not really fear. I believe it's just, it could be laziness. It's like I don't want to put myself out there, right? If you're gonna have a breakthrough, if you literally gonna have a breakthrough, you got to start doing some different exercises. And I'm gonna say this to you, and it's gonna sound crazy, but if you look at a go to YouTube and look at the Japanese, the executives when they get ready to go into the executive shit, like they're gonna be a junior partner or some of the things they got to do. If you look at it on YouTube, you're gonna see that they have to go out in public and do certain things, like yell a speech or something in public in front of just people, which is to break the fear of what they have. And you're going to have to start doing some things like that. You got to get your mindset to open. See, because right now, that's the most fearful thing to do, is talk in front of people. And so they force them to go do it. But it's got to be something that is going to cause you to do it, right? Some of you don't have that something, that thing that's going to make you do it, right? Because I can say it all day, but if you don't go do it, I can't force you to do it. So it's got to be something that you really want that's going to cause you to have a breakthrough. You got to have your breakthrough. And if you don't start your breakthrough, you will never get to the big numbers. You'll always be at the little numbers. You'll always be there. And when I say little, I mean like you'll never break $50,000. You'll never break it. You're like, I'm just good. Like, okay, you've been with us for so many years. You're part of MLS Bitcoin Club, right? Now it's ML Massive Leverage System. And Bitcoin is have already, just having one Bitcoin, it would have got you over 60,000. But a lot of you don't even have one Bitcoin and been here for over a year. And Bitcoin was the lowest $3,500 March of last year, right? So where the mindset, the money, the relationship with your money, you all have to fight these things of fear. And I'm saying it loosely. It's just the wrong ideas that you have. And I say the wrong ideas when it comes to money, because a lot of people, they carry a lot of baggage about money, right? Came from our family, teachers, commercials, what you see on TV, what you see on YouTube, Facebook, everybody's talking about the same, just trying to get there. And then people said, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. People don't want to hear it. You'll never get where you're trying to go. So that's the first thing we got to break through. So your professional development is going to be a part of your level 1. Starting your business is very critical that you guys start a business. Whether you have no product or not, you still got to start a business. You got to start a business, guys, because it's going to help you in the future, depending on what we're doing, what the government is doing. You have no idea, but it's time to start thinking and get outside that box. You got to start doing some different things, okay? When it comes to trading, now we're going to start doing some trading for all the folks. We don't have many that's looking to do some trading, some real trading. And we are going to start getting our trading platforms up and, get into the back office. For the folks that want to get to the Trading Academy, again, it's $5,000. That's not going to change. For everybody that's in the network inside the Massive Leverage System, you're going to be able to join the Trade Academy. If you're outside of the Trade Academy, it's going to cost you 10 grand, right? And we're going to teach you some things that I'm being exposed to on how to make some, quick cash flow in Forex and also crypto and different things like that, guys. So you got to start getting your pennies up. so you can get ready to start going into this new arena. And so again, if you've been in a club for a while and you have no funds, then something is wrong with the plan, right? You got to think of what I'm saying. If you're in this club, right now, part of massive leverage system, you're in the massive MLS, and you're not producing the outcome, you got to write down your plan. That's part of your professional development, setting your goals. This is not like everybody else's thing. This is our system is not like everybody else's. So we got to change the way we operate. We have to change the way we operate. And I'm saying we because I'm included in that with you, right? I'm listening to a billionaire talk to me, mentoring me, sitting me down, explaining certain things. And how can I relay that to you? A lot of people are millionaires. Very few people are billionaires that are willing to teach you how to become a billionaire. But I can't teach you to be a billionaire if you don't even learn how to be a millionaire, right? I can teach you how to be a millionaire because I hit millions of dollars, right? I could teach you, but I can't teach you to be a billionaire because I'm not a billionaire, right? I'm learning what it takes to be a billionaire. And I promise you, the lessons are completely different from $1 million to $1 billion. The lessons are different. The lessons are different. Money has rules to it. Money has lessons to it. And so that's what I'm learning. And that's what I'm going to relay into you, right? It's funny because people says, well, you keep doing what you're doing, you make the millions. But some people never make it. They never make it. They say you lucky. Or you just lucky. You just got yours off of luck. Mine wasn't luck. I didn't make $1 million from luck. I sacrificed time. I got into the markets. I did what I had to do. I kept producing, right? I saw myself making $90,000 in a week. $90,000 in a week is crazy. Like for some people mindset, they'll never be able to get that mindset. That's impossible for you to make $90,000 in a week. That's your reality. It's not my reality. I didn't try to make $90,000 in a week. It just happened. Based on what I was doing, it just happened. I made $90,000 in a week. And so and it's really 4 days, 4 or 5 days. It wasn't even a whole week. It was 4 or 5 days. So when you think of, things like that, was it lucky? I wasn't lucky. I did what I had to do. I was in the markets. I saw what I had to do. I did it. It worked. Everything worked out. The plan worked. I did this. I bought this. I sold that. It did it. Wasn't luck. There's no luck there. And so when you think about where you're trying to take your life, I can't teach you to make $90,000 in 4 or 5 days if you have $0. It's impossible for me to do it. You will never experience what it is, the human emotion. You'll never experience the task and what do you got to do and staying alert and what are you willing to sacrifice, what time, right? If you don't, there are people that I'm dealing with, this billionaire status people that I'm talking to. Person made $300,000 in 30 minutes. I can't do that. I'm not on that level yet. I don't have that much money I can put to the side to make 300. I'm not willing to risk that much money on the side to make $300,000 in 30 minutes. But it's being done. That's what I'm telling you. So the numbers are mind-boggling what's happening out there, right? Doing this COVID-19, doing this recovery. It's crazy what's happening. And so when you as an individual can make that kind of money, the money is not even real to a point. It's like all your needs when it comes financially, all your needs is done, completed. You're good. So there are two sides to the coin, right? There's the people that are suffering. There are people that have no money, trying to find food, trying to find shelter. There are people that are working every single day and are the working poor every single day. They can't wait till Friday. They hate Mondays. Or you got it? They hate Mondays because they got to go to work. And they hate Friday. I mean, they love Fridays because they off of work and they're living for the weekend. And that's what the life is. I'm living for the weekend. And every week looks like last week. And some people do that 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. Some folks doing that right now in their 60s, their 70s, and their 80s. I'll be 60 years old on the 25th of this month. Right? What is this? 13 more days. I'll be hitting my first 6-0. Wow. It's like time flew. From 50 to 60, it flew. Like it was yesterday. I can remember clear as day when I turned 50. And now I'm going to turn 60. And it's changed, right? The body is changing. You know, I stood up and my knee cracked. I never had that before. My knee, I hear the crack in my knee. I've never heard that before. Right? And so it's like, wow, the body is changing. The body gets old, it gets older. And so what we do, we try to fight that, this age. So we take supplements and all these different things to keep our body and keep you in a younger state. But your wealth, people says, well, your health is your wealth. Yeah, it could be. But I tell you what, being healthy and no money is a sad state to be in. Being healthy, I'm healthy, being healthy, but you ain't got no money, you stressed out, that's not a good life. It's not a good life either, right? Your health is your wealth. Okay, I hear you. But I tell you what, you better you need some money. You got to have some money, guys. You got to have it. As you get older, you need to have, or you still going to be pressing the same changes every single week. Are you still pressing the same changes every single week? You have to make a decision on when does that stop? When does that become a thing of the past? And that's what we're talking about, because we got to get there. Mentally, we have to get there, right? It's cool coming to the calls and listening to me or anybody else that's coming to the calls or anybody else presenting the information about MLS. It's cool. We love it. We appreciate you being there. Appreciate you getting your guests there. But is that all it is to MLS? So here's the question: what you gotta decide on how the rest of this year is going to take place. Because now we're in July. You might as well count July is halfway done. You got 2 weeks left. The July is over. And then we got August, September, October, November, December. We got 5 months to go. And every year I start talking like this. Every single year. We got 5 months to go. We got 4 months to go. We got 3 months to go before the new year. 2 months to go for the new year. And nothing is still in place. Nothing's still changing from this month, last month, the month before that, the month before that, the month before that. Here we are at a new month and it's still going. And it's still the same results. You're asking for a miracle. You're asking God to give you more. And it seems like your prayers are unanswered. Listen to what I'm saying. God has answered your prayers. You choose not to listen to the results. You're not listening to the answer that he's giving you. A lot of people are looking for God to talk to them directly. That's a problem, because God uses people to talk to you directly. The miracle comes from people. You're looking for God to do it directly for you without people. It don't work that way. He brings people into your life to help change your results. Look at the stories. He brings people into your life to help you change your direction where you were going. The people is coming to you. You just don't listen. You can't listen to everybody. I get it. We can't listen to everybody. We got to pick and choose who we're going to listen to. So if you're in this club, in MLS system, now I'm going to start saying system. If you're part of that massive leverage system, you got to start listening to the lessons. You got to start listening to the results that other people are sharing with you within the system so that you can improve your life. Because you've been asking and we've been sharing, and God has given us a way to share with you so that you can have a different result. Right? Anybody know the prayer of Jabez? I say this prayer. I'm getting back to this prayer because God did answer my prayer, right? It answered it. If you never heard the prayer before, it goes something like this. Father God, bless me indeed. Bless me indeed. Bless me. It's selfish. It's a selfish prayer. Father God, bless me. Me. I'm not talking about you. I'm not talking about nobody else. I'm talking about me. God, bless me indeed. And enlarge my territory. Wow. That is deep. Like you say, hey God, how you doing? I need you to bless me, put your hand upon me, and enlarge my territory from coast to coast. That is deep. That's selfish. And yes, I'm being selfish. I got to get back to that prayer. That prayer. So why did I bring that up? Because a year ago, we had 3,000 people on the books a year ago. And then it went to 12,000. We went from 3,000 to 12,000, which is still nothing. But look at the improvement that happened in 1 year. 30, 60, 90%. Boom. Look what happened. Look what happened. Now I'm ready to do it again because I'm seeing the vision and I'm looking at 100,000 members. I'm looking at 100,000. My mindset is on 100,000 members. Where would that take you? All 100,000 members is coming from other people, not me. God is not bringing me 100,000 people. He's using people to bring the club, the services of MLS to 100,000 people. Do you hear me? This is where you got to be. How many people do you want to bring into your own system? I know what I'm looking for. What are you looking for? I'm looking for 100,000 members for MLS. 100,000. Do you want some of the 100,000? Do you want part of those teams to be part of you? So the vision is you got 5 months. This year is done. 5 months. The year 2021 is done. 2020 was a hard year for a lot of people. A lot of people passed away. Thank God I didn't lose anybody in my family, but there's a lot of people that lost people in their families. Right? COVID-19 took a lot of people out. We lost members in 2020. We lost members. We lost members. I mean, it's sad, but we lost members. They wasn't ready to go. None of the members that passed wasn't ready to go. Their families were stuck with the burden of trying to figure out what to do next. Most of the members that passed away did not have insurance, did not have extra cash flow, did not have money sitting on the side for anything. Very little Bitcoin, right? Even though we in the club, Bitcoin is our forte. People didn't have it. People didn't have it. So, where are you right now mentally? This talk today was something that's on my heart. Hard. It's like, wow, we're about to lose another year. A year is passing by, and people still aren't where they want to be. And some of them been here 3, 4 good years. Some people been here 2 good years. Some folks been here 2 months, right? And this is probably the first time some of you hearing me speak. And yes, I'm the founder and CEO of Massive Leverage System. I am that person. I am that person that is given many hours, many hours of my time to reach out to you, to try to bless you with what God has given me over time, right? That I've been taught by the hands of God through somebody else to affect my life. And he is allowing me as a tool to affect your life. You gotta get that. You gotta get that, right? God is not speaking to you directly. He's speaking through people like me to speak to you directly. That may add something to your life. That's the key. See, that's the key you got to get. Adding something to your life. And it may only be a golden nugget. One thing I may say, right? One thing I may say, go read this book. Go listen to the audiobook of The Richest Man in Babylon, which is part of our professional development. Go read it. Go listen to it. It's an audiobook. My son, I only have one son. Many years. My son is going on 43. He's 43 next month. My son called me yesterday. He said, Dad, what is that book you always talking about? I said, The Richest Man in Babylon. He said, sorry about that. He said, Dad, I'm going to do it right now. I said, wow. How many years have I spoke about that? How many years have I asked him to read that? How many years have I asked him to read The Richest Man in Babylon, the Think and Grow Rich, the Millionaire Next Door? How many years? Years. And yesterday, something in his life, he hit 43, and it says, man, I got to start thinking. I got to start thinking differently. See, I can't make my son learn. You can't make your children learn. You can't make your people want to do what they need to do. You can't make them. I don't care how much money you make. You can't make them do it. Now he says, I want to learn. He said, okay, Dad, I'm ready. I said, okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's see. Let's have some discussions about it. Let's get to the point where, things are changing in your life. Now, I want you to think about what I'm saying to you, because some of you got some knucklehead kids too. You got kids who they don't hear you. They don't care. They don't hear you. They got billionaires kids. I know Mr. Array. Mr. Array is gone. Some of you don't know who I'm talking about. Some of you heard me say the story before. I used to go to McDonald's every single day to get me a cup of coffee. And I met the owner of the McDonald's, Marine veteran. He had about 14 different McDonald's at one time. He cut it down to 7. And he passed away about 2 or 3 years ago. And I just sit down and talk to him. I said, Mr. Ray, I want to be just like you. he said, what do you do? Because I see you every day. I said, I'm just a money coach, but I want to be like you. I want to own some McDonald's. I want to get to the point where, it's different. And then we both had a military background. We started talking, sit down with him. He gave me a little words of wisdom. He says, you stay focused. He said, the difference between you and everybody else, he said, the only difference between you and everybody else is focus. Most people have no focus. Most people talk a good game. Every day they talk. And nothing's going on. They just talk, but nothing goes on. And the only way that you're going to get to where you're trying to be is stop all the damn talking and start doing. And that's what got me focused. Every time somebody bring me something about joining another program, right? I used to do this. I say, hey, Wallstreet, I got something else, man. Take a look at this and do this. And so we took a look at it, made sense. We did it. And then what happened? I lost focus in my own system. And what happened? Fell off. I can't work nobody else's system. It's unfair to me and it's unfair to our members. I'm not going to do it. I will never do another system. Oh, go do it. Nope, not doing it. I don't care. I don't care what that does. I don't care that that's doing that. I don't care. I'm doing this. MLS is this. We got 2 things going on, MLS and rotating hands. 2 of them. It's going to only be 2, and it'll probably never be nothing else but those 2. That's it. I'm not doing nothing else. Is the only thing we're doing to this system is improve it. Improve the system so you have something that's going to last for years. Now remember, there's a lot of companies came out in 2017, 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, and they get ready to launch some more. And guess what? Most of all of them are gone. We still here. Still here. We go through these cycles, but we still here. Every day you got a choice. You can make money in MLS every single day. You have the right, the ability to make money every single day inside of MLS. Every single day. Think about it. Every single day. Without question. You can do it. So, let's close this. What do you want to accomplish in the next 5 months? How much cash flow do you want in your system? How much Bitcoin or Ethereum or any other thing that you want in the next 5 months? What are you doing to produce extra cash flow? What is it that you see in your life that's going to affect you and your family within the next 5 months? Because that's how you got to look at it. This year is done. You're really, to be honest with you, you should start now working on 2022. 2022. That's like, wow, we almost 2022. The major corporations, they already passed 2021. They're looking at 2022. October is already the new year for most companies. It's called the fiscal year. This already starts at 2020 in October of 2021. That represents 2022. You got it? So, guys, you got to make a list. You got to put together a plan. You got to start executing the plan. If you don't execute the plan does not exist. If you don't write the plan down, it don't exist. If you don't do it, it won't be done. You're going to look at 2022 just like you did in 2021, or 2020 or 2016. Nothing happened. Still nothing's happening, right? Oh, I'm gonna join this other company. Like something's gonna change. It ain't gonna change because you got the same bad habits. You want to get rich without doing nothing. That's most people. I don't want to do that. Okay. There's nothing I can say to you is gonna make you do anything different. Then it's over. We don't need to have a conversation about this. Because money is not in your forte. You don't want to change. And since you don't want to change, therefore nothing will change. That's what if you listen to Jim Rohn, he said his mentor said that to him. If you are willing to change, everything around you will change. Everything around you will change. If you are willing to change, and most people, guess what? They're not willing to change. 100 people you know, 95 to 99% of them, that means almost all of them are not willing to change. Think about it. They're not willing to change. They same old thing every day. Right? Well, I've been talking to the same person thinking they're going to ask me something different. They ain't going to ask you nothing different. It may take my son, it may take 20 years for a change for that person. I've been talking to my son since he was in his 20s. He's now 43 next month. Think about what I just said. 20 years. 20, not 1 or 2, 20. You got that much time? You have that much time to wait on that person? Did I wait on my son? No. Some of you are waiting on that same person to change, and they ain't ready to change. And you still stuck behind this one person or 2 people you still trying to talk to. You got to let them go. You ain't got time to be dealing with them because they ain't willing to change. You want to wait 20 years? You think I'm gonna wait 20 years for my son to get ready? 20 years. That's a long time, y'all. Every year I'm seeing the same thing happening. Every year he's watching me change. Every year I see the same thing happening with him. Every year he's watching me change. Every year I'm watching him do the same thing. And every year he's watching me changing and growing and getting more richer, fulfilling. And every year I'm watching him, his life is not getting better. It's getting more stress. You got it? Every year for 20 years. Do you have that much time? And I love my son. Love him. I only got one son. Love him. But guess what? I could not wait on him. I could not force him to work with me. Couldn't do it. Don't want to do it. Right? You got to be ready, guys. You got to make a decision. I'm giving you real stories because that's real, right? Everybody's child is not ready to go. Everybody's child is not ready. They looking at you like, I ain't doing that. Mom, that ain't for me. I ain't doing that. Now, some kids are coming around. Oh, Mom, I want to get into this Bitcoin thing. Dad, I want to do this now. I've been listening to the news. I'm ready to get something. Okay, let's do it. I want to have a meeting. Okay, let's have a meeting. Let's do it. Come on, let's do it. You see? I'm telling you. So you got to get ready. You can't wait on people. If MLS Bitcoin Club had to wait on people, we would have 3 people in this whole club. It'd be only 3 people. That's it. It'd be only 3 people. So thank God that we didn't have to wait on a whole lot of people. It's been days that I built MLS all by myself. Everybody in the club was doing their own thing. But it was days I go out there and I just start marketing, talking to people, doing what I got to do. Been days that Nobody showed up to this meeting like this. Nobody, like zero. And I'm still doing the call out there. I put it out there on YouTube. I remember I had 10,000 subscribers and they all Googled and took my whole thing away. Got to start from scratch. Do it again. Right? So guys, you have choices. Take this with you. I'm done because it's 10 o'clock. You got choices. You got to live by choice, whether you do or you don't do. That's your choice, to do or you don't do. If you do what it takes to become financially free, you will become financially free. If you don't do what it takes to become financially free, you got the same choices you got now. Notice what I said, the same choices that you have now. What is that? Lack of money, lack of entertainment, lack of living your own lifestyle, lack of housing, lack of things you want to ride, drive, play with, lack is just, I've got a life full of lack of. I don't need all that. God will provide. See, that's you heard the words? I don't need that. God will provide. Right? This is what they say. I don't need that. God will provide. That's the relationship that you're putting money and the wisdom of God in a box, because God said you should have everything you want in abundance. Everything you want in abundance. But you saying, I don't need that, God will provide. Like God don't want you to have everything you want. Remember the prayer of Jabez? I just said it. Father God, bless me indeed and enlarge my territory. That's a selfish prayer. And guess what? God blessed Jabez. God blessed Wallstreet. He blessed me. He blessed me. I know what it feels like to have 7 figures. I know what that feels like. I know what it looks like. I see my account. I saw what it did. I saw what it can do. I see the results in that selfish prayer. But guess what? I did not just sit on my loins just because I said the prayer. I still had to put forth effort. I still had to do the calls. I still had to go talk to people. I still had to sacrifice the nights, sacrifice the days, sacrifice the conversations. It didn't just happen. It went through people to make it happen. Take that with you. With that being said, guys, that is my call for the night. I hope this call blessed you. I hope that it gave you a little bit more inspiration, a goal to reach in 2021 before the year is out, starting your 2022 now. I hope you guys are looking to make changes in your life for the rest of your life. I hope you got a new psyche about moving forward. With that being said, you guys take care. God bless. There is no Ask Wall Street anything tomorrow. I'm not going to do that because I'm definitely in some things that I'm working on. So I'm not going to have that tomorrow. But I tell you, next Monday night, I will be here. I'm looking for you, and I'm looking for the people that's ready to start trading to get your funds up so we can get going. So there is a real education in that back office on how to trade. I mean, when I say this, the trades that I did in that back office can have you have a $90,000 week. It's up to you. Is $5,000 too much money? I don't know. Depending on what you want to do, the education that you really want, right? I'm just telling you, right? That's Real talk. You guys take care. God bless. Goodbye, everybody. Have a good one.